collection plate right on that side. Nigga, get it around on that side. We gonna now have a beat selection from the choir.
Play me some Pippin, man.
Welcome back to another episode of Big Church Podcast. The doors are open. Church is always on the move, so pay your tithes on the spot and stay away from short pocket thoughts. Powered by Scatter Sites Entertainment and Cruise Media.
Episode 111 with Church Podcast. Welcome in, everybody, whether it's in the morning, in the evening, in your prayer closet, at the church. If you still, it might be Bible study today. I don't know, but y'all here with us. Today, we excited. Our topic for today is My Black Coffee. KJ, go and tell us who our sponsors are.
Oh, our sponsor today is Strikeout Wings, 123 E111 Lane, Nashville, Tennessee. Go holler at Big Fox or Big Hawk and get that good food, man. 69-cent Tuesdays. Every day of the week except Tuesday. $9.99 lunch specials. But you mentioned Big Church Podcast, $2 off your meal. All day long, you know what I'm saying? We got fish, we got chicken. What else we got? 6 wings. So, yeah. Strikeout Wings. Go holler at them. Big Church Podcast, you know what I'm talking about?
They got Kool-Aid at the spot.
Oh, yeah, they got Kool-Aid, slushies, the whole nine. Y'all, you know it's getting hot, you know. But, hey, I'm watching my sugar count, so I'm not all on that sugar. So, zero sugar for me.
I appreciate the Strikeout Wings. Y'all, today we have Black Coffee Conversations with Tiffany and Tanya. Give it up,
Yes.
Give it up. Welcome.
Thank you for having us.
Yes,
We're
definitely.
excited to be here today.
We're so excited. Black Coffee Conversations podcast, man. I love it.
You can put whatever you want to in it.
Oh, okay. Yeah. You can put some Baileys in there. You can do some hazelnut like I like it. You know, I like hazelnut in my coffee. You know.
Yeah. So
But
tell us.
Yeah, go ahead.
Tell us a little bit about Black Coffee Conversations.
Wow, Black Coffee Conversations. You know, we started last year around this same time.
Yes, it was her vision.
It
though.
was my vision, and it really was to bring awareness and to kind of go on a journey as well to relationships and dating. That's initially what I was thinking about, being divorced, getting out of a toxic relationship, and just wanting to start a podcast to help people, even journey myself, people that may have had the experience that I had, divorced, now trying to get out here in this, the dating streets, the dating pool, whatever you want to call it.
Out in the wild.
It is wild. And, you know, and to talk about it, because when you've been married and then all of a sudden you're in your late 40s, 50s, single again, it's like we got to talk about some things, you know, but it also kind of starts with you have to look at yourself and how you've gone about relationships. So that's really the reason that I really wanted to start this. And then Tiffany and I actually went through a doctoral program together at Trevecca. So I knew her, and I promise you all, her name just kind of came to my spirit, because I really wanted someone that would kind of be a co-host. We could bring different perspectives and things like that. So, and I'm glad that I did, because we kind of have our own journey.
We do.
In this life dealing with relationships.
I'm single, never been married. I'm rich auntie now.
Oh, okay.
That's right. And guess what? And I've been divorced twice. Okay. And I have 3 children. One will soon be 30, and then 20-year-old twins.
You got a 30-year-old?
Yes,
You
I
could have
do.
fooled me. Man, for real.
Oh, thank you.
Black doesn't correct.
Yeah,
For real.
yeah, I'll be double nickels. I'm going to be double nickels this year, okay?
Okay.
55 this year.
Man.
So, So, you know, just trying to really just, I don't know, you know, when you're dealing with relationships, there's just so much that you can learn from each other, from our viewers, and we just got to talk about some stuff. So that's really why I started it.
Oh, man, I like that, man, for real.
So how did you come up with that
The name,
topic for it? To blend all together.
To blend all together. And you know what? We went back and forth on what is the name of this podcast going to be. I was sending it out there to different people. I think we finally came, because when you think about coffee, you think about conversations and talking.
Right.
And then I think Tiffany and I think maybe Tiffany added the Black, because we really wanted to focus on the Black community. Yeah. That's kind of our journey, our story, our experience. experience, and we want, our community to get better, especially when it comes to relationships. I mean, even though I've been divorced twice, I love marriage. I love to see successful marriages. And so I want to see, maybe third time is a charm. I don't know.
Right.
But hopefully, I'll get it right. Yeah.
And I think we did start off a lot talking about dating dynamics and attraction and some of the things, that are good to talk about these days. But it's sort of shifted since, I've been single and I've really had years where I've gotten to really develop the relationship that I have with myself and with my spirit. It became more about self-mastery and the relationship that you have in life with yourself.
Yeah. Right,
So it's gone a lot of different directions. So it's getting better.
And Tiffany has really helped me because, when you get married, everything is focused on your spouse, the kids. And so a lot of times you forget about self. And so then when you get divorced, having to navigate that. So it has just been really
shifting
great.
back to her.
Shifting back to me.
And I'm like, what does it look like at 45 for me to really pour into somebody else?
Right.
Like, what's that going to be like?
Exactly.
So, yeah.
So you guys nervous about going into the dating world?
Oh, I think I've been outside a minute. So no, I'm not nervous. But
What has that been like?
it's been good. I don't have any real horror stories to tell. I just think for me, it's important for any relationship that I'm in, especially a romantic partner, for there to be alignment and purpose, and we got to follow the same codes. It's a lot of different things that really take time to play out and for you to learn about that person.
Right.
So I like a slow burn type of relationship. I don't move too fast in anything.
Okay.
So yeah, it's been nice.
Girl, Amanda, don't look this
It's
way.
been nice.
It's coming.
Church, don't look this way.
I think if I had anything in my tool belt that I would give someone that's just entering into the dating space is boundaries.
Okay.
It's when you get outside,
Yes.
know who you are, know what you
Yes.
want, what you don't want, and don't kind of compromise your value while you're navigating dating. Because it's rough. I don't know if any of
Yeah.
either of you
Yeah.
are
Oh.
in the dating world.
Right.
Please tell me how it's been for you.
I've been in the house. So,
You've been in the house
it's
with the
awful.
AC
It
on.
is awful, church. It's
It's
awful.
But I haven't really been out here. You know what I'm saying? So like doing this podcast stuff, I'm more, into this or whatever, but if somebody tickles my fancy or whatever, I'm gonna pay attention to it. It's like, oh man, I ain't, I've been dateless since for 6 months. So, if she say, hey, I want to talk to her, okay, I give it a chance. And then, I'm a listener, you get to talk to me and be like, oh, nah, this ain't gonna work, And either you're too strong or you're too masculine or something. And I say it's about 30, 60 days, dating. It's been 30, 60 days. It haven't been a year. It's like, nah, I just let it go. It's terrible out here, really.
So would you say it's very important to already be not rigid but clear on what you want in a person?
Yeah.
I think
Because
so.
I dated some females, like I don't hate them or nothing, but it's like, we just ain't aligned. Don't force it. You know what I'm saying? We
There
can
you
still be
go.
friends, but don't force it. Being lovers, nah, ain't gonna work.
I think that's
Right.
something I learned over time because early on, you play with a lot of people.
Yeah.
You play around and you don't know what you want. You don't know enough about yourself yet to really know what you want. So you might spend 5 years over here, 2 years over here,
Right.
just learning those things. So I think I go back out in the dating world now as a fully realized woman and not a little girl. So you can't play
Right.
with me when I'm outside.
Oh,
Exactly.
they gotta put the applause on that one, too. Oh yeah, like for real. That's real right there.
Exactly.
Yeah, because a lot of people out here fault isn't playing.
They
still
are.
playing. Like,
Still.
yeah, still playing.
Yeah,
That's
still
why I'm in the
playing.
house. Like, you ain't got nobody, Kevin? Nah, baby, I don't. I just go to work and podcast. You know what I'm saying? It's bad. It's real bad. I mean,
But the key thing is, like you said, knowing who you are,
Yeah.
knowing what you like, knowing what you don't like. And then the other part to that is being okay with liking this and not liking that.
Right,
You know what I mean?
right,
Yeah.
exactly.
And I think sometimes we adjust a lot
Yeah.
when we like a specific person versus saying like, no, I don't like that, or yes, I do like that. So
Right.
it makes things complicated. You know
It
what I mean?
does.
So you definitely have to know who you are
Yeah.
first, and then you have to work on yourself. So I worked on myself for a long time. So
Mm-hmm.
when I got back out dating, I was quick. Like, no, I don't like that.
Right.
Yeah, I like this. This
Right.
is cool. You know,
Yeah.
I adjusted in some areas that I was like, no big deal,
Mm-hmm.
until it was, and then I was like, oh no, that's a big deal. I
Right.
don't want to do that. You know, but I still had to be okay with me. You know, like that was a good one, but that one's not for me. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So that's like really, really huge
Yeah.
out there in the dating world, and I think people.
And those are rough.
Yes.
Like that was
Yeah.
a good one, but it's just not
Yes.
quite
It's just
right.
not- it's not
It's
clicking.
hard
It's
to
not fitting
swallow.
the pill.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Like, man.
I think
Yeah.
that's what they call situationships now.
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
I
Yeah,
was
there's a lot of
one
those.
Yes.
Right.
So I definitely
Don't
understand.
crash
so,
out.
So don't
No,
get away from
don't
it.
get away
Just-
from-
Yeah. On your question. Yeah.
Yes.
So for you, how is it in the dating world?
Wow. You know, you when you've been in a marriage and you haven't been out there dating, it was kind of a surprise because I thought, well, you know, the older, the more mature you get, the
Yeah.
games are kind of
Yeah.
the games are still
They're still-
being played.
Yeah.
So that was just me being naive. But I think too, once you get to this point, especially at my age, you know, having older children now, that person, you know, there's some good men out there. There's some great men out there. There's some great women. But you get to a point in your life where they have to fit my puzzle piece and where I am, and I have to be able to fit where they are, you know? And so I think it's just, that's where I am now. It's really trying to find me because, like I said, when you've been married, it's all about the kids. It's all about your spouse. It's like, what do I really like?
Yeah.
What do I really
That's
enjoy?
good.
And you know, when you first get divorced, you tend to, I always say the first person usually that you date after a divorce is probably
They
not
say
going.
that?
They
Oh,
do.
not-
I think they say that usually that first person that you date after divorce might be a rebound. You're really not. I guess for me, I really didn't take the time to do my self work. So I feel bad. That person was great. You know, some of the people that I dated afterwards, but I wasn't ready. I still needed to do work on myself because I was also a people pleaser. You know,
Yeah, I don't do that
Pleaser-
anymore.
Yeah, right.
No.
And so exactly.
Yeah.
So that's something that's been part of my work. Who gives a crap? You
Right.
know,
Yeah.
like Tanya, stop. You
Yeah.
know, and that's why being a people pleaser, a lot of times it's just so automatic. I had to stop and say, what do you like? What do you care if that person really likes you? Go on with your life and be true to yourself. So,
Yeah.
you know, I had to do a lot of self growth, and I'm still doing that.
Right.
Also,
But some things don't happen though until you get in a relationship because
Right.
That's
they're
true.
relationship situations. So
Yeah.
you can't do it by yourself. You won't learn it by yourself.
exactly.
Right.
So
That's true,
going to
Amanda.
happen. Yeah. So you get in
Yeah.
a relationship, you're like, oh, I got to work on that area. Didn't realize that
Exactly.
was there. But we don't want to acknowledge it.
Yeah.
When we get in it, we blame it on the other person, you
That's so
know?
true.
So,
Yeah.
and I tell people all the time, if you don't acknowledge that you ashy, you ain't going to put on no lotion.
There you
so
go.
You got to
There
be
you
real
go. I love
about
that.
that. You got to
Yeah.
be real
Yes.
about that. So what is something you guys desire in a relationship? Like your top thing, this is what I want to happen in a relationship.
You want to take it
Oh.
first?
Because you made me think of something. So I think after a lot of relationships that I had in my younger years, I realized that I had like a messianic complex. Like I would always find like a broken bird and try to mend the wing, like I was some type of healer or something.
Yes.
I'm like,
Yes.
Yeah.
once that wing is all mended up, you
Yes.
know, then you see that you're not really compatible with that person,
right.
that you just found value in pouring out in that
Yes.
way. So once I realized that that was a waste of time, I really know that I need someone that is just happy within themselves, that just already loves who they are,
Yep.
Yeah.
loves the life that they have, appreciates their friends and family, wants to love on them, and is just happy with who they are. I don't have to be fixing nothing, or I could just worry about me, you
Yeah.
know, and bring my happiness. So
Yeah.
that's the main thing. I think someone that has that, I don't have to have no list of, he got to have this and he got to
Right.
do this,
Yeah.
and you know. So that's my main thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. What about you?
You know what? I am still, I think someone that is secure with themselves, I too have always usually dated people in the past because it's like, I think just being nurturers. Sometimes as women, it's automatic. We're supposed to be nurturers because we have children, not nurture these grown men. And so,
A little bit, maybe.
yeah.
But
And so I used to do that. I've got to get from there. But I think someone that I think, has a relationship with God, because you can't lead me if you're not aligned with
Yes,
God.
Lord.
So that's
Yeah.
first and foremost, because I don't mind I think we talked about this, being submissive. I have no problem
Yeah.
being submissive to a godly man that is aligned with God. You can lead me because you're
Yeah.
aligned with God, right?
Yeah.
And so to me, that's, first and foremost important to me. From that point, somebody that's just secure. Someone, we talked about this on the last podcast, but I do like someone that kind of challenges me, and I love to learn new things,
Give me an
I
example of
do.
the challenge.
Of a challenge.
I messed with her on this.
She
I messed with her on
did.
this.
It's like I love learning, and I love, just like with everything going on today financially,
Okay.
right, and with the stock market, I know very little. And so someone to be able to kind of educate me to this. Now, let me say this.
Now, Tanya
let me
was
say
captain of
this.
the basketball team to give you context.
Okay. So you a born leader anyway. Yeah.
So, you are so funny. Yes. But I think too, it's like I want a man to be, yes, challenging, but in a manly man, because I do love a manly man. And then I hate to say this on here. I don't want to say it
Please
like
say it,
this,
yeah.
but it's
Yeah.
like I like
Pay your time.
I like a businessman, but I like a little bit of street. You like some street
Say
smart. You
that.
know
Right,
what I
right,
do?
right.
You got that's an
What woman
attraction.
does?
To me, you know what I'm saying? You got to be able to handle. That's like an attraction.
Right.
Like, so yeah, you're able to teach me some things, but because I'm not real street savvy, so I need somebody like Baby. You know what I'm saying? You don't get us hurt. I just need somebody that's like, what I'm saying, a little bit street,
Okay.
a little bit of,
What about you, KJ?
Oh,
I want to hear on the man side.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Man, what do I want?
little bit.
It's been so long.
You done thought about it. You
Yeah.
been at home.
Oh, man.
Exactly.
I just want a chill woman. Like at first, you young, you want the girl with the she's thick, she's cute, and all this
Yeah.
other
Right,
stuff. And
right.
Now I just want a woman to walk 5 miles with me, eat some fruit with me.
There
You know
we
what I'm
go.
saying? Do a
Yeah.
picnic. Let's do some trips or whatever.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because like lately, I've been like dating out here. Everybody want to be seen or be on a phone or let's go to the rooftop and I want to be like, hey man, I'm really private now. You know what I'm saying? I don't.
Right.
I get anxiety now with
Big
big crowds now. You know what I'm saying? I, if I need to get out, I get out. But these days, there's something, woman, let me rub your feet. You know what I'm saying? Because
Yeah,
later,
right,
like, no, don't
right.
touch my feet. Like, oh, no, we ain't going to be together
Right,
then. You
right,
know what I'm saying? 'Cause
right.
That's what I love to do. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
Just
right,
talking. And just relaxing. Just, we out the way. We doing us. And,
Yeah.
woman about family. You know, so if she got kids, I don't know if I do that again. Because it was a bad spot on that one. But, because I lost a kid at 39, my first one. And then I thought this was going to be the lady I was going to marry, but we split. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, wow, damn. Like,
Yeah.
it's ugly out here, but I still, now she got her child. She's 7 or 8 and something like that. But
Right.
we still cool. But I just want somebody to just chill, lay back. Really, man, just know, and then a hustler.
Right.
And if she want to be a part of the brand, she can come in and do things and stuff like that. Because I want her to learn what I'm doing.
That's
you know
right.
what I'm saying? Like,
That's
hey,
right.
you can get guests or whatever, or it's something you want to do. You want to, do a podcast. I can produce it, I bring that pitch to somebody. They're like, yeah, I do it. And then about a week later, it's out the window.
And I'm glad you mentioned that because I think a lot of ladies, since we have our own careers now, we're so driven in our own purpose, we've forgotten the art of fitting into a space. Like a man that's already established or building his kingdom, he wants this woman to come and stand beside him and
Yes.
multiply that kingdom.
Right.
And I think a lot of us, because we're so driven in our own lanes, we have forgotten how to do that.
And then lately they trying to tell me what to do. I'm like, okay, I'm independent. I'm not in your house. I don't have any babies. I've never been married. I'm just like you, but I'll be 48 this year. You know what I'm saying? So they still acting like they're 17. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I got to be outside and hookah and smoking. I'm like, no, because I think I was in a position that was like, this girl was a people pleaser. And I seen it, and she was really rude if she, had a drink or two. And I'm just looking, and I'm like, nah, I can't do this. It's not for the rest of my life, because I know it's not going to work. But I'm going to still go try.
Right. Yeah.
60 days of like, hey, you got to get up out of here. Like, I never talked to a woman like that in my life. Like, in my house, like, hey, man, you got to go. She's like, what you mean? You got to go. Just go, because it's not going to work. You're late. I think it was your birthday party.
Yeah.
Oh.
It was years ago. And she was like, come in white. We down at Jackson something. I said, okay, I'm going to be there. So a week ago, you knew we had to be at this place at 7:30. So Saturday comes. Okay, I got my stuff. Okay, yeah. It's about 5:30. I got to get my nails changed because my nails was bad. I'm going to go to another. I was like, man, I know I go get pedicures, so I know that's going to be about an hour and a half, 2 hour job. Right. So I like, forget it, man. I don't want to be late. And oh, no, we can still make it. I'm going to come over there anyway. No, you're not going to come over my house, and, just uninvited and just stupid stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, what you doing? I'm about to go home and go to Kroger's, get me some chicken, and go home. And
he
nah,
said,
they just love to argue for nothing. But you're late, you know what I'm saying? But if you told me at 3:30, like, okay, cool, we still can make it or whatever. But nah, it ain't it. And then they don't want to walk, and then trying to make them like, I do 5 miles of the Greenway every day, and you want to invite them, but they'll come. They have some Jordans on. Like you're not going to survive.
You're not serious.
Next 2 miles, you're not going to survive.
Right,
So you're not ready. You know what I'm saying? It's like just stay home.
Right.
That's why I like just cut the phone off and order DMs. And I'm not ready. Wow. I'm ready, but I don't think nobody ready for me. You know what I'm saying? That's the thing. I don't think they're ready for me because I'm on wrong time.
And how fun is it to be out of the people pleasing era?
I love it.
Yes.
Because I was a yes man all the time.
I say I'm in my villain era, and I'm okay with it.
Hey, I'm with you. I'm with you.
Wait,
no.
did we?
No, we didn't.
Oh, exactly.
Oh, yeah. The man,
You ain't getting away.
What's up, girl?
So, this might not sound realistic, but hear me out.
Okay.
I desire the puppy love stage forever.
Oh,
I do. And
that's so sweet.
It can be. Nobody thinks it's realistic.
I would love to have that. I know I'm with you, girl.
I do.
Yes.
And the reason why I believe it can happen, is because when people work on themselves and can be who they are up front, then your happiness is already there. The fun stuff, the confidence, all that is there. So you can have the puppy love stage all forever. But you got to work on you.
I love
first.
that.
Yeah.
I haven't felt that way.
I've kind of given up hope, but I love that.
That's what I
That's
desire.
what you desire.
So after about 4 or 5 months, I'm like, here comes the real you. I need that on day one.
Yeah.
I need to know who you are in the beginning. Right. I know people talk about like men who don't open the doors and stuff like that. Right. If you don't open the doors, don't do it for me. Be exactly who you are, and let's see if that works. Yeah. So we can do this forever. You know, that's what I desire. So I know a lot of people be like, "Chad, please."
I know.
Love,
it
but
still exists.
that's what it is for me.
It still exists. It does.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Because I'm a lover of love.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
I think you have to love a little bit.
I do.
You have to be a little romantic.
Yeah.
And you can still have those experiences.
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing. I think we as women, you grow up on that. I mean, from the time, the princess, the Cinderella, all of that. And so, and then, I mean, my goodness, every Christmas, the Lifetime, sappy love, movies. I mean, so that's what we want, right? But sometimes I'm like, is that realistic? Can we get that? I believe it. I love love. I desire that. But sometimes I think you're just, when is it going to happen? And I believe in working on self, but I guess finding that person that has worked on themselves too at the right time. It's all about timing.
Right. That
Right.
it is.
So
And
let
it's
me ask you this about the whole fairy tale dynamic. Do men get tired of being a hero? Do they get tired of the hero role in that dynamic?
No, I don't think so. The right guy,
That's good to know.
You have the right guy. Yeah. I don't mind being a hero.
I'm stressing you out, boo.
No,
Dang.
that's the thing about it. You got to have a person that wants to listen.
Right.
You know, a lot of people don't listen. Like, girl, be quiet. I'm trying to watch the game. You know, or something like that. But yeah, man, it's still out here. I know a few guys like that. So still out here. But I want to ask this, ladies. Does love still exist in 2025?
Yes.
I think so.
Think so?
Absolutely.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's just it can get frustrating because just like I was listening to you talk and I'm like, well, there's still so many wonderful, beautiful women out there. So it amazes me when I hear men talk about their frustration because we think about the ratio and I'm like, my goodness, if you're frustrated, think about us. But I do feel like love is still out there. I feel like people still want love. But again, I think it is about timing. And I think some people are willing to do the work on themselves and some people aren't. Right? So we just have to find the person that has done the work, that wants love. I'm waiting on them.
I think the most you can do is be love, and be open to receive love. All you can really do is receive it, you know, and I just think that people block love. They block themselves from receiving it because they don't feel worthy of it because, you know, maybe they've had failed relationships before, they had their heart broken, and they always judge themselves by that trauma or by those experiences. But if you love yourself, you're always shifting, you're always changing, you're always becoming a new thing. So you don't continue to judge yourself by your past. So yes, love is absolutely available to people that are in that space. Otherwise, it's just transactional. If you're not already in that space, all you're doing is exchanging niceties, you know, time, energy with somebody.
Man. And God's love is everything, guys. So,
It is.
I say that all the time, first of all.
First and foremost. And I think that's it, too. Not only thinking about yourself, but having that relationship with God and trusting, which we talked about this, too. Trusting that I don't care what the ratio is, right?
Right.
God has that person for you. He knows us. And so just as long as we're, you know, aligned with Him, I just believe that door will open up.
And I do believe that, but there are real economics out in the street. There's real scarcity in the dating pool. But because of who I am and what I know about the Lord, He keeps showing me that He will raise another one up. So I just stick with that rhythm, but I see what's happening, you know, in the community. I can't just act all holy and act like I don't see it.
I got another question, ladies. Would you prefer an alpha man or a masculine man?
He got solid.
They got heavy in
He got solid. I'm going to let you answer
I think I like him to have some range, not too much range. But, you know, like, there's a time for him to be in an alpha dominance. There's a time. And usually that's in a negotiated space and time that we already both have agreed upon. And other than that, just want him to be comfortable in his masculine energy, you know, whatever that looks like for him. Not to be forced or to wear the role of masculinity, but for that to really be who he is. Yeah, I want somebody who's authentic. I don't want somebody that's placating like.
I
don't want no Ike Turner.
Just like a female.
No.
I had a situation like that with a female. Oh, I'm this. I'm gonna have you like Margie with Steve Harvey. I'm like, man, who you think you know? I'm like, oh my God, this is such a turn off. It was awful. But I feel what you're saying.
Was she trying to convince herself?
Yeah, I think so. You know what I'm saying? I think she's the type of person need a yes man or a person because she's damn near like a bully.
People do need that.
You know, like she's like friends to a bully. You know, to her friends. You know, you can tell like, oh, you a bully. You know what I'm saying? And it wasn't sexy at all. But and then my thing, I don't want to be a man that I had to force my lady, girl. Come on, you know, bring your ass on. Like I don't want to. Why I want to talk to my woman like that?
So what is alpha and masculine from a man's perspective?
I think the man is the alpha man. You know, it's the bravado. Hey, I can do this. I got this. My car is this big. My house is this big. But the masculine man is more, hey, you know, what's wrong with you? Let's talk. You know what I'm saying? Let's have a cup of coffee. You know, listen to you. You know, let you vent. Wipe your face. You know what I'm saying? That type thing. You know, still got sensitivity. You know, there's a lot of guys, you know, hey, girl, you know, we got this. And why you crying? We got 2,000 square feet. You know what I'm saying? Outside, but you're miserable in this big old home. You know what I'm saying? Or whatever.
I think that provides a little more context. I do
Right.
want someone that can be vulnerable with
Exactly.
me, that can access his intimacy. You know, I wouldn't want someone that was blocked in that way.
Right.
Exactly.
You know, I may
Yeah.
cry. You know, so I cried for strength.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Because I think
Exactly.
you had was on the podcast like, man, we don't cry. So you a damn lie.
Like, why?
Yeah, it's like, you know, I feel like it's strength too. You know what I'm saying? I may have a good day and be driving here my favorite song and be like, ooh, it's going to be a good one. I may wipe my tears out.
Praise the Lord.
Yeah, and I'm feeling good. You know, it ain't have to be, you know, oh, Lord, you know, somebody died. And, you know.
I would hope that men would feel comfortable being, you know, showing that emotional, showing that sensitive side. So I would say the way, the context that you put that in, I would definitely say a masculine man. But I have also heard some men say, and this might be where you're going with that, where some women don't want a man that is sensitive, or if they see a man cry, they look at him another way, you know, and don't feel like he's being, you know, I guess the alpha man, or, and I think that's sad.
It is.
You know,
So where does that stop though? How do we get the community to kind of switch that around? Is it the woman that accepts the man being more sensitive, or is it the man that's like, I can be a little more sensitive? Or how do we get that to turn around?
I think we're going to have to be the ones a little bit more open for them to feel safe and comfortable opening up. So I think we almost have to kind of
You're
be
so sweet.
okay.
I like that.
And the places you hang out in.
But we do, because I mean, do you want someone that's crying all the time?
Oh,
I mean,
you just-
no. I mean, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
But some,
Just a crybaby.
right, and that has to be tough for men though, to be able to balance that, right? Like, well, I don't want to, you know, show too many emotions, but I don't want, you know, where does that balance come in? I don't know. I think there's just there's just the balance.
Yeah.
Right,
Yeah,
you can't. You got to be
balance,
careful. You just can't be whining about everything.
No,
You gotta
no,
hold
no,
up.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But if something emotional, you know, a death or just things, life be
Life,
lifing.
yeah, right,
Life
right.
be freaking lifing.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
it
And
does.
so, you know, for him to say, man, you know, I'm struggling, man,
Yeah.
baby, I'm struggling.
That's
You know what I'm
good.
saying? Then, hey, baby, let's, you know, put your head, you know, on my
Yeah,
lap
yeah,
or
yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
Let's
Yeah.
we're gonna work this
Right.
out.
Yeah.
So I think it just depends. It's just a balance.
And I
Yeah.
think as women, it's okay for us to not always have to feel like, you know, we're unattracted to that type of behavior. Sometimes it's just about creating space for
Absolutely.
new things to emerge from the person that you're getting to know. Sometimes it's not about like whatever this attraction is, you know. I don't know. It's weird.
I get that.
Yeah.
I get that. I get that. What are some hardships you guys have faced? And have you been? You haven't been married before?
No, I have not.
Have you had a really rough breakup or like?
I was engaged once, but it was not a rough breakup. We were together about 5 years. And I think that he, during that season of my life, was sort of like after my bad boy era.
Okay.
And he was a healing space. And I think that I don't know, I felt kind of aspirational to him. Like he was just proud of me. Like I felt like when he took me around his family, when we were at church, he was just so proud, you know, to have me.
Yeah.
But I think that we weren't really connected. Almost like a soulmate that feels brotherly, but you're trying to make it be more than that.
Yeah.
And I think because I had been used to being in a relationship where there was a lot of chemistry and a lot of, you know, fire, that I needed that at that time. But some of that was my own immaturity, because he showed me other things that I didn't even know I needed. So I'm grateful for those two biggest seasons of relationships in my life, because one, you know, kind of consumed me, and the other one was more healing. But I learned a lot in both of those places.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. How did you navigate through that though? Like, was it just I'm okay with this? Like, was it? If I'm getting personal.
No, you're fine.
Was it? You know,
I was okay
crying
with
nights?
it.
Was it long talks with the
I
girlfriends?
will set things on fire. I've always had somewhat of a phoenix type mentality. When things are time to be burned down, I will burn them down. And it will hurt and it will be tragic and I will be a soap opera queen. But then it will be over and something new will start. But yeah, I would say there were dark days. I would say, maybe there was a dark night of the soul. I know people sometimes call that season of life that. And because I really loved those people and I loved who I was with them. I loved the part of me that I left behind. So sometimes you mourn the loss of yourself.
Right.
Sometimes you gave so much to a person. You're like, I'll never be her again.
Yeah.
Right.
God bless her soul. She was sunshine and rainbows. So I think it was the transformation of becoming a new thing that was hard.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you say you've been divorced twice?
I have. Yes, I
Okay.
have, Amanda.
Was the I've been divorced
Hey,
as
my
well.
brother
So
been
I've
divorced twice.
Yeah, I've been divorced once.
Okay.
He on his third marriage.
So how did you
Yes.
navigate through divorce?
My brother.
Oh, your
Your brother, yeah.
Okay. Well, you know what? I actually married my first marriage, which was, my daughter that's going to be 30. That was her dad. And we got married way too young, 22.
Okay.
And honestly, looking back, it was just an immaturity. Were there any big things? No, we were just going. I felt like I was trying to be very much into my career. He had a different path, and we just, that divorce happened. The second one, wow. I went through some things.
Okay.
Physically abused, emotionally. And I think I stayed in that marriage a lot longer because thinking about the stigma of a second divorce. Here I had my daughter and then at that time twins. I didn't want to be a single mom. So I, believe it or not, I stayed in that. Of course, I loved him. I cared for him. I did not want that marriage to end. And let me say this. I saw, because everyone always asks, do you see the signs? Because, there was infidelity there. I saw all of that initially when we were dating, broke it off, found out I was pregnant, got back together, got married. And so it taught me a lot, though. What is so crazy, though, that after spending years in that marriage, people always stay in marriages, toxic marriages. They don't necessarily even have to be physically abusive, but just toxic marriages. A lot of people stay for the kids because, everyone, you really want your kids to be in that two-parent household. They have more. They want their mom and dad. But at that point, I tell people I was staying for my children, but I ended up getting divorced for my children. Because allowing them, my daughter, like I said, I have boy-girl twins, but my daughters to see me being abused and staying there. And I'm thinking to myself, would I ever want them to go through this? Right. When they get older, I want them to be able to say, Mom, you didn't stay in it. Or at that time, they could have said, Mom, you stayed in it. You dealt with it. Or to have my son end up being an abuser. And sometimes that happens. You think that a lot of times, the sons would not be abusive, but a lot of times they do. And so I ended up divorcing not because of, even though you would think it was because of me, I was under, being attacked and all of that emotionally, but it was because I did not want my children subjected to that. The best decision I ever made. Children are resilient, and it has been great for me and for them since, And I left really at the what people would say the worst time, middle school age. It was really tough, but I tell you what, I think they would say some great things today just about me getting out of that situation and seeing their mom continue to succeed and thrive and grow, and them too.
You sound like my mom, my little brother. We don't have the same father, whatever, but I didn't know he was so bad. He was talking crazy to my mom, what I'm saying? Because we moved from Nashville to Atlanta for a job back in '96. And my mom told me the stories. She's like, yeah, he told me, why you moving? You don't know nobody down there. And just abusive, what I'm saying? Like, wow, how you know this dude was like this? What I'm saying? He's like, yeah, he was, you ain't going to do nothing. You ain't nobody. Why they never, my brother has autism. So never done nothing for him or none of that. So my mama came down there and got him a specialist, and he was like 5 years old. Now my brother's 35, working, driving.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? The mama just, that's what, now I look at that. Not my mother, like, I know the one of female that like my mother, but like my aunts and them strong women.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They get their own paper, and I don't see no man laying up in the house, smoking cigarettes and drinking beer and talking crazy. And now they got their own paper, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And these Mississippi Delta women that moved to, Nashville and state they claim and all that stuff. So I don't, I see these women like now. That's what I want to ask too. You think the dating pool and the dating scene is superficial? Because like you turn on your Facebook, your TikTok, it's always somebody like, if he called me and to ask me what I'm doing, I'm getting my nails done, he need to pay me and all that old stuff. It's like, man, when the po-ho, excuse me, French, been cool, you know what I'm saying? Whenever that been cool, it's like if a man does that, he's broken. You're talking bad about him. It's like those type of people is giving the game a black eye. I think, for the real ones, you know what I'm saying? It's like you got 10. I'm sorry.
I was just going to say, there's levels to this shit. we don't do that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I know the real women. They're out here begging and, you know what I'm saying, whatever, be appreciative. Because somebody told me, oh, Lord, I knew it was terrible. Bought some flowers one time, right? Okay. About a week or two,
And we appreciate a
Thank you.
flower.
I think it's all
Like
good.
we did.
She
Church bought us some flowers.
And that was
Yes,
such a nice
it was.
surprise.
Man,
It
I
was.
appreciate
Thank
it.
you.
I appreciate it. But I gave this lady some flowers, right? So I like 2 weeks, I guess she took them home, put them in the vase or whatever. Then we out and about. My flowers dying. And I'm like, for real? I'm thinking like, oh, damn, okay, I ain't say nothing about it. She was like, don't start nothing you can't finish. So I told her, I said, you'll never get nothing from me again because that's rude. That's just like you on a Saturday. We had a great Friday. You wake up, potatoes, eggs, you got the sausage, juice, coffee. Thank you, baby. Wow, I'm not expecting that every Saturday because, hey, I get it, cool. If you do it, I'll do it. But I'm not expecting that every Saturday. You might be not in the mood. You want to probably sleep in. That's cool, but if you rude like that, it's like, nah, boss, you'll never get nothing from me again. That's really rude. Shaking the head and everything with it. I'm like, no. But I was just doing it off the rip, just doing it every. Now, hey, baby, how you doing? I'm just having it. I'm not every day in it, you know what I'm saying? But don't be rude.
Yeah.
I don't like rude people. She was rude to people she worked with
Oh, yeah.
and everything. You
Yeah.
know, it was like
Yeah.
she was a bartender, right? And we was like parking the car, and it's like the security guard had to move the cone. She just blown on, but hey, move it. I'm like, man, calm down, I'm moving. So I went outside, I moved it. The guy's doing his job. He patting people down, make sure nobody got a gun in the club or whatever, right? So we get out the car. She just talking to the security guard. You know who I am? I said, bro, she's drunk, man. Don't worry about it. We get in. She just rah, rah, rah. I said, nah, I don't need that type of woman. I like to really be out the way and cool, but she's super loud. It's like, no.
Can I ask you something?
Yes, ma'am.
So, where are you meeting these women? Do you do like the online dating or
Now,
just like
lately, if I did a podcast because I was doing podcast live, we had the bar, the music, and everything, and then I have a guest.
Okay.
They'll bring their friends or something, and like the girl I was telling you, she just like, hey, I think you can. She said something about my phone. I knew that was wrong. She's like, oh, you got an Android. I got a Apple. They're like, who cares? You know what I'm saying? I'm like, nah, that was lame, whatever. But I was like, okay. But she was cute. So, like, I'm not in the dating pool. I'm not doing anything. So, I'm like, okay, I'll take you on a date,
Okay.
Then I get around them, then 30 days, like,
Yeah.
nah, I'm cool. Like, nah, I'm just going to step out because we had another podcast. Her friends try to kill me. Oh, you with a boss, you left a boss, and she this and she that. I'm like, well, okay, she all that. She must not be all that, They try to railroad me to this day, you know what I'm saying?
Wow.
It was awful. The loving was awful. Everything was awful. I'm serious, you know, because
It was all bad.
I'm putting everything together. Like your attitude, your loving is
Yeah,
terrible.
yeah.
You know, because she just a real talker. I mean, I never seen it like the real love I ain't had it since 16. You know what I'm saying? I had it since 2016. I was really in love. I thought about it. I said, man, I was really in love, man. I was taking pictures, going on trips. And then at the same time, the woman I was with, she's teaching me something.
Yeah.
You know, the arts and
Yeah.
this and stuff like that.
Exactly.
But like
Were you
now,
with the older woman?
no, same age. And then I found somebody who was like me and she didn't have any kids. Like all my 30s, I was dating women with kids, you know, and they didn't appreciate it. You know, the kids see me now. If I see them, I think I seen one of the kids in the store. They're grown.
One of them
They're like, hey,
kids.
miss. Hey, Mr. Kevin. Like, hey, how y'all doing? All right. How your mama? Okay, she still crazy as hell? Okay, all right. I'm going about my business. But it never be me because I had to think about me, like the self-love. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, the kids, all the kids, oh, yeah, I love y'all. All y'all. Y'all know who y'all are. But they mamas take advantage of me because I'm just cool, I'm nice, and they mamas like me because I'm grilling, cooking, baking, you know what I'm saying, and stuff like that. And they just sit there like, oh, I got him. Then when I say, oh, I like me, I'm gonna get out of here. And then now they're like, oh, don't leave. You're a great boyfriend and all that. Nah, don't tell me now when I'm about to leave. Tell me, you know what I'm saying, when I'm over here fixing your car. You know what I'm saying? So, but you know, that's why I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna chill.
Right.
After the 16, and I lost my kid because I really didn't emotionally heal because I just kept working because it hurt. Because I ain't gonna lie, because when I went up to the hospital, because I never had that situation like a child. So I'm down at the little clinic, and I'm like, man, I'm watching the videos. My brother happy, like, oh man, he's gonna be a hell of an athlete. We can't wait. We have a pamper party. I'm like, yeah, man. And I was 39 years old. And then we got there and they couldn't find anything. And I cried like a baby. You know what I'm saying? But I really didn't heal. And then after that, she left after I turned 40. And then I've just been like, I've been chilling. I was like, no, I took it. I said, okay, you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to give this a rest. I need to get back on my business.
Good.
So I got the Scatter Sites Entertainment back out, dusted off. 7 years I've been doing this. And then in between, like I said, the in-betweeners, hey, how you doing, Kevin? Hey, and
Do you feel like some healing has happened over the years?
Oh, yes. I done changed a whole lot. I done picked up great habits. You know what I'm saying? Like, walking is my thing now. You know, I got the gear now, the glasses to go with it. And I love it. Then I like to just sit and be with nature and just think. And reading more. I've read like 6 books this year so far, and just so, and then I want that in my woman now. So it's like, okay, I want that now because you know the ones I did like, you know, they breaking weed on the table, you know, all that type of stuff. And,
That's
you know, and you know, so it's like now, man, you know, I'm ready to. Hey, babe, I'm a Titan fan. Let's go see the Titans out of town. Let's partake in the city. You know what I'm saying? And love up on her too, and getting to know what she like too. So yeah.
Do you think some of your relationships, I don't want to call them issues because you know, you dismiss it when you realize this is not something I want to do. Do you think it's because you're getting involved with people that are attracted to you, but you're not attracted to them?
That could be it too. See, my thing is,
I mean, you may have the physical part.
Yeah,
and
physical
stuff,
part.
But
Yeah. It's like when I get around, I'm like, you don't like suspense movies, you know, so you like to think, you know, none of that stuff is like, it's a turn off to me, you know. And that's what, 2-3 people. That was like 2000. That was before the COVID. So I've been.
But that could be draining your energy to want to date. You know, get out here. You're like, I'm in the house, and it's because you dating these people that are seeing the gloss on you, and they trying to get at you versus the other way around. You know,
you so funny, Kevin, and then he be the old girl you went to high school with. And, like, nah, you know, I ain't like it here. I don't really like it. I think you're cool. Just keep it to friend zone, but I don't, you know. And I'm not a bed hopper, so I don't have community. Y'all put the feeling in. I don't do that. So, and, you know, everybody either now wants something or they feel like they're getting old. They need somebody. And then I was with somebody just happened because I'm there. And I didn't like it, you know, because we don't cuddle or nothing. You know, like, man, this is not a relationship. This is a situation. So I just, you know, and then it got to the point. It's really to the point. It's like, I want love. I want the marriage and everything else with it. But like right now in my space, she got to be special.
And that would be who you would go to, though. You know what I'm saying? You'd see her and say, I want to.
Yeah, I know she's there. She's out there. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I had to get out and move around a little bit because, like yesterday, at the Control the Ville, I ain't been out in a minute. I ain't put on some clothes and looked around and shook some hands and kissed babies. I ain't did that.
That was refreshing.
Yeah, it was. It was. Like, it was like a whole day. Like, when I got home, like, ooh, I needed this. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, because I'm just steady. Either I'm at work and I'm doing this, work doing this, doing this, you know what I'm saying? But I would love to have somebody over there like, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Yeah, that's it. You know,
but, for sure. I definitely get that.
It's hard. It's hard.
Okay.
I was reading up on attachment theory because everybody kind of talks about your attachment style now with relationships. And a lot of it is you're attracted to sometimes what you're not ready to deal with within yourself. So if you're someone that attracts narcissists, you might be into your heavy people-pleasing phase, you know, where you find value out of proving your worth to somebody who seems constantly moving the carrot. Or if you attract avoidant people who are avoidant of intimacy, it's because you're not really ready to be seen. You know, you think you are, and you don't realize that it's the mirror, you know, that you're really pulling in. So yeah, I thought that was really an interesting new shift for me to really be aware of while I'm out dating. I crushed out hard on this one guy this past year. And he was so not ready. He was fresh out of a divorce. He was kind of emotionally unavailable to me. And I just thought he was like the cutest thing I had ever seen, you know. I was like, dang, why am I having like an 8th grade crush? And it was fun, but there were things for me to assess, you know, and that it wasn't really about him. He was just sort of the object, you know. But yeah, it was good. It's good to have a little crush sometimes.
I like a good crush. Yeah, for sure.
Do you still crush out?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
That's cute.
It's been a minute, but, you know, I still crush, you know, for sure.
I would love to, but just trying to get out, and I guess I'm a lot like you, working, doing the podcast, I don't go out a lot. And so I have done the online dating.
I haven't done that.
You haven't done the online dating? Have you done the Yes, yeah. Absolutely. You know what? Honestly, there are some pros. There's some positive things about online dating because to me, you get to know that person by messaging first and then eventually talking. So I do like that because that's really all I have time for. But then also it's a little frustrating because I probably swipe left more than I swipe right. But nothing has really come out of that.
Yeah,
and so I've taken a break.
It. Yeah. It's just like, it's not my thing. I'm like the guy at the bar having a little drink and something to eat and somebody sit down and just have a conversation.
Right.
You know, I like to get to know somebody first.
I would love for it to be organic, but I don't get out. That's the thing about it. So I need to get out in order for something like that to happen. I would love for it to be that way. Because I'm not a lounge guy. I'm not a hookah guy. Yeah. You know, so I got to be somewhere. Yeah. You know, either I like to eat, so I would probably be at a sitting somewhere by myself or whatever and sit down and talk. You know, I like good conversation, you know. Right. Yeah. Have you had any positive experiences online dating?
Yeah, actually, I was telling Tiffany my story before we started the podcast.
Okay.
And the guy and I, we're currently not together, but he is the one who, I met him online, but he takes care of my daughter. My daughter's biological father walked away from us. So I definitely have some positive things about the online because I met him there.
Right.
So yeah, I've met a couple of people.
Yeah, I met him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know who he is. Yeah, cool guy.
So I
but just not the one,
No.
but just the great. Yeah.
Yeah, and he's still there for her today. So
Oh, that's awesome.
yeah,
Right.
yeah. So yeah,
Okay.
You're a good person, though. You know, I can say that.
I be trying to be. I'm a
I love
Gemini,
women.
so
I love
you
you.
know,
Are
other
you a
side,
Gemini, are you?
I'm a Virgo.
like don't play with me.
That's that.
Okay, yeah, that's
Right
it.
here.
What's your
Right
sign,
here,
Anita?
Virgo.
Gemini. Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
So-
Yep.
Okay, air and earth. I'm a Libra.
She's Libra.
Oh, yeah, Libra.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I was on a podcast before and we talked about men being honest if they cheat or have the desire to cheat. And they said, because I told them, I said, I feel like if you're honest with a woman, she might not leave. If you're honest with her.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And so I just want to get some feedback from the women on if you feel like women would leave if a man was honest about it. Because they don't believe me. Now, I'm not saying everybody's going to stay, because that may not be the case. But there are plenty of women who stayed and you lied about it. And they stayed. You know what I'm saying? I know there are different reasons and things like that
Black
happen.
men don't
But
cheat.
that little slogan there.
I don't cheat. I'm scared to cheat. It is hard to cheat. It's
So-
expensive.
Prophet church.
So what's y'all thoughts on that?
We're talking about a marriage, any type of relationship,
Anytime.
and
Yeah.
you're saying the man wants to cheat. If he communicates that, you're asking is our opinion that
they'll still stay,
they'll still
or if
stay.
they're honest about what their situation is. I know I'm getting to the nitty gritty on
We
certain
gotta
relationships out
renegotiate the contract.
You know?
Is it okay if I cheat too? Or is it just okay for you?
That would be the
I
conversation.
think equity is going to be important to me. I think if we are being fair with one another and you care about my wellness and my mental health, you will set me free and let me decide for myself if I want to explore the options. But if you just want to be
Absolutely.
selfish, no, I can't rock with that.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
And that's my
Yes.
point.
I can
Yes.
understand
Let's
that that's
talk
what
about
you
it.
want.
talk about it,
Yeah.
and there may
Absolutely.
very well be some women that are okay with that. I would not, but I feel like at this point, everyone should be honest.
Yeah.
And then you
Right.
allow
Yeah.
that person to make that decision.
Make the decision.
Exactly.
That's it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I
Say
don't
what it
cheat.
is up front.
Exactly.
So I've had
I don't have
I'm
the
sorry.
energy to cheat.
Yeah, I don't have energy to cheat. No.
Yeah. But I've had men that are saying like they've been in a situation they wanted a woman, right? And they've had other situations out here. So I know I'm kind of shifting it a little bit. And they were like, I can't say this to her. I'm like, you can say it. I can't guarantee she's gonna stay.
Right.
But at least
Right.
she knows.
Exactly.
Or you can do the right thing up front and then pursue her, but
Right,
let's just
right.
do it up front. That way
Exactly.
you're not worried about, because a lot of men say, I'm trying to spare the woman's feelings.
And a lot of times her
Yeah.
intuition is in the mix the whole time.
Yeah.
She's having sleepless nights, anxiety, doubts, and that takes a toll after a while. That's
Absolutely.
way worse than you just saying, this is who I am, this is what I want, this is what I
Absolutely.
desire right now.
Right.
Exactly.
Yep.
That's respecting that.
That's
you know?
right. Yeah.
I think integrity is very sexy on a man.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Because if you can tell the truth and get away with it too, ooh.
He's a bad man. Yeah.
Exactly. For sure.
This is Big Church Podcast, Season 7, Episode 111. That rhymed a little bit. My Black Coffee, man, with Black Coffee Conversations, man, with Tanya and Tiffany, man. Where they can reach y'all at, and where they can reach y'all on YouTube.
Yes, at Black Coffee Conversations on YouTube, Black Coffee Conversations on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok,
And
as
TikTok.
well. Black Coffee Conversations.
All right. If you got in the game right now.
Oh,
Oh,
and
Spotify.
That's
Oh,
right.
all
Thank you.
major
And
podcast
Spotify.
platforms. So
Exactly.
if you got any game out there you want to tell anybody, this is the time. We call this the altar call. And this is the time if you want to just put it out there. We'll wrap it up in just a second.
I just want to say I would love, for your viewers, if they're interested in just kind of checking us out. Like I said, we talk about all things relationship. We talk about relationship, professionally, personally, but relationship really starts with yourself. So we're really, like I said, for our season 2, we're in season 2. It's really
Congratulations.
focused on how do we improve ourselves? How do we grow? How do we have this self-mastery so that we can be successful in all of these other relationships? So we would love to have you all check us out.
Oh, yeah, because I'm watching, you know what I'm saying, and listening. So I'm a listener. I watch podcasts, but I like to listen to them. I even listen to mine, so I don't even watch it majority of the time. But what about you, Tim? Mr. Davenport.
I would just say love yourself, take up space in the world, and don't let nobody play with you. Just be who you are in the world and enjoy your life.
There you go.
Oh, nobody played with you. We quit school because of recess. Go ahead.
That's right.
Go ahead, Amanda. Where they can find you?
Gym class.
No.
They can find me at Unpack Bags on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. I haven't got, well, I had YouTube. I took it off, so I'll be back there.
Yeah.
But Unpack Bags on all the other platforms. And then the advice I would give is stay honest from day one. That way you don't have to pretend to be somebody else on down the line.
Yeah, I'm going to use my book tomorrow, my mental health journal. Like
I just came out with a mental health journal. So, yeah, thank you.
So I'm going to download 9 tomorrow. So, yeah. So that'll be the first day.
Not yet. It was hot and fresh, and I did the cruise control, and
3.
I came, brought the books, and I'm like, I just got them like Friday, so I'm bringing them here. So
that's awesome.
Yeah. Thank you.
I'd love to have one.
Yeah, me too.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
I
holla
got
at her. You know,
I got
she got that. We got it all. We got merch and everything, man. Hey, Big Church Podcast, episode 111. Catch us on every platform. Big Church TV, Big Church Pod, Big Church, Scatter Sites Entertainment, KJ Johnson on Facebook, Big Church on TikTok. Catch y'all in a minute. Church on the move, pay your tithes on the spot, stay away from short pocket thoughts. Church.